principal sent to the hospital. Yes, these kids are crazy out of control. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Yes, these kids are out of control. You know, I need to change my shirt because I know this is going to get hot. So, hold on a second. Let's talk about it. All right. All right. Let's get our act together here. Let's get my act together here. So, yeah, the kids have lost their ever-loving minds. The adults are, going to the hospital. We've had a teacher also go to the hospital. Almost had her leg broken. She was attacked by a 15-year-old girl. And we have seen these kids fight and argue with full-grown males. These little girls, especially, fight with, men my size or bigger. Was it a middle school or a high school? I believe it was a high school. So let me pull this story up. I think everybody left. High school. Yeah, they ganged up on her. And this was in Texas. So this was a high school in Texas. I don't know if you guys are still here or not. It says 0, but I'm gonna talk anyway. But it was a high school that was that is in Texas. And there were 2 students that got into fisticuffs, and the principal, who was a female, probably in her 50s and 60s, well, I don't know how old she was, but she looked like she was in her, upper 40s, 50s maybe. But she jumped into the fray, and there's video of it. And, they all know who the principal is. And it just got crazier. A bunch of students just pummeled the principal. And you can hear the students, male students, encouraging it and saying, "Whoop that hoe." Oh, okay, yeah, it says 0, so I don't know why. But you can hear them saying, "Whoop that hoe." And we don't know if the hoe was the student or the hoe was the principal. But being that these kids have no love or respect for themselves and any elder, it's safe to assume that could have been said for, both principal and student. The hoe could be anybody. So there is no limit on who the hoe is anymore. These kids are, they'll curse you out, they'll threaten you. Uh, and at one time, I thought about being a substitute teacher, but I always look at these videos and say to myself, I do not want to be a substitute teacher. Now, this is before I got a degree. Now I have a degree. I can be a substitute teacher, along with a lot of other, positions as far as working with children. But I do not want to work with kids. I don't. I've worked with kids before, and they're just 10 times worse now than they ever been. These kids will assault you, and they'll laugh about it. They'll do you in, they'll take your life, and they'll smile about it. They do not care. The devil is in a lot of these kids, and that's just it, and that's all. And they will take your life. They don't care. You can threaten them any kind of way. They'll come up to the school and, shoot it out with you. They don't care. We've seen this over and over and over. And the teachers aren't safe. The principal is not safe. And it's just not worth it. It really isn't, because you don't know who's going to flip out on you. And listen, as an adult who doesn't really think on those levels of violence, who doesn't, you're not in that atmosphere. You're not looking for trouble. You're just trying to pay your bills and live out the rest of your years. You probably love what you do as far as your job is concerned. You probably love the very kid that wants to, knock you off. But, you have to think for yourself now, because the government is into the schools, and they're buying weapons for these crazies to come up and shoot the schools up. These, we know the government was in on the Uvalde. They were in on that. We know the police, the local, state, and Fed police. We know that they were in on that. We know that they waited till those kids got shot up. They wanted those kids to die. We know this. So when you have this type of atmosphere where, the police are buying weapons for maniacs to come and shoot your 9 and 10-year-old, what the knee-jerk reaction to that is, now you have hyper-aggressive 9 and 10-year-olds, and that leads on up to high school too. Some people say, well, it's the area they live in, or, they're going through this, they're going through that. Listen, if somebody is helping you, I had a rough childhood, I've had a rough life. But when somebody's trying to help you, you recognize who's helping you and who's not. You recognize who's your enemy and who's not. Because if you don't, and everyone is your enemy, listen, you're going to be fighting that fight for the rest of your life, and it's going to be rough on you. So these kids, they're smart. They know who their enemy is, but they have no boundaries when it comes to attacking anyone. A lot of stuff is done for clout. Clout is a hell of a drug. Kids are dying over clout. That's what's up. Kids are dying over clout. And, they're dying over social media. They're doing things to fit in. Being left out is highly dangerous now. If you're walking by yourself, or you choose to be by yourself, that could be the end of your life, because gang culture is real. It is real. And, these 14, 15, 16-year-olds, they, if they don't have anyone to protect them, and they're not running with the group who can protect them, listen, their life is in danger. And they'll tell you that. So when you have this hyper-aggressive, lifestyle that's embedded in these children, and you're trying to teach them, you gotta think on your feet now. You gotta think, do I really want to keep doing this? because I'm trying to teach these kids their ABCs, and these kids are trying to run up in a school with a 2 2 3. So, these kids aren't listening anymore. They're making money off of social media. They followed the example of people like Boot Gang. I can't stand people like that. This guy went around destroying people's properties and stealing from people, and was making, he ripped up $20,000 like it was nothing. You got school teachers who struggle to make that much. That's a half year's salary. These schools, but this kid, it ripped it up like it was nothing. And when he gets caught and goes to jail, his fans' excuses was he's popular. This is what he does, as if it's an excuse to go and just tip over somebody's bodega in a street, person that's working and selling stuff. This guy just goes and just crashes everything. And this older dude in his 60s, he's not gonna fight Bouquet. Hell, that dude, he was barely spoke English. But Bouquet just destroyed all of his stuff and laughed about it and ran away. And when these kids saw all the money that he was making, you had other kids going and doing the same thing, just destroying people's property. And these stupid pranks. They got pranks where these guys will see you with your woman, and then they'll reach out and touch your woman's face or something and say it's a prank, as if that's an excuse to let you touch my woman, or to violate me like that, violate my woman. It's a prank. No, it's not a prank. You can lose your life, but they don't care. They don't care. So these kids are dangerous. And listen, there are more and more adults who are saying, to hell with it. To hell with it. We're not doing this anymore. We're not doing it. I'm finished. We need individuals to come back. Everyone who wants to follow the wave or tied to them. Yeah, this is true. Supreme, 100%. Supreme, you're a long-time subscriber. You're the same Supreme used to talk to me about the games, aren't you? Used to hit me up on Facebook about the games. Are you the same Supreme? New York, right? But I'm just now noticing your name. Like, okay. But anyway, so listen. So the adults, we have to make up our minds. We have to shift gears. We have to protect ourselves. We have, people who love us that we need to be here for. And we have to think about ourselves. And people going, no, hang in there with the children. No, this is no longer an option. They jumped the principal and put her in the hospital. They ganged up on her. Read it. In Texas, they ganged up on this woman, and she was just trying to stop a fight with two girls. No, there's no more. If I would have been working in that school, I would have quit. I would have said, that's it, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to sit here and let these kids do this and then think that there's some hope for them. They paraded around this whole thing, and they egged this whole thing on and celebrated. No, there's no more for me. I would pull out. I would let the computers educate these kids. Even when these kids were, during COVID, you were trying to teach these students were acting up then too, smoking weed and just acting a fool on ignorant. They didn't care if they got expelled. They just don't care. And you know what? Okay, fine. You guys don't want to care. Your parents can't handle you. Fine. We're not talking to the parents anymore. You sending your wild ass kids to school, it's a good chance they're getting it from you. You're not chastising your kids. You guys are acting a monkey at home. It's dangerous for me. Let's just take the shooting that happened in Alabama. Let's look at those kids. Yeah, look what happened there. It was a party, it was a birthday party for a 16-year-old. And they had a DJ, everybody's having a good time, and one of the speakers fell. And when it fell, it sounded like a gunshot. So the kids in there that had weapons all flashed their weapons all at the same time. Like, this is what we're living in now. They thought they heard a gunshot. They all pulled their weapons and then got the firing, and 4 people are dead. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 6 people are in jail. 2 of the people who did the shooting were brothers. 3 of the people that did the shooting wasn't even invited. They showed up with guns and lit that place up. 4 people are dead, 4 boys, 1 female. They didn't even get to graduate from high school. They didn't graduate from high school. No college, no kids, no nothing. That's it. They're out of here. One of them was a star football player. That is over. It's over. This is what you're dealing with. This is what the teachers are up against. And listen, I know some teachers, some damn good teachers. And all I'm going to say is this. If any of you teachers experience anything like this, don't wait around. Find something else to do. As a matter of fact, I would be finding something else to do. And people are saying, don't abandon the children because there's good kids out there. Well, then those are the kids that I would teach. I think there should be programs where, look, if they're good kids, and especially if you can do it online, then those are the kids that you teach. The kids that want to show up, they log in on time, behave, mind their manners, watch their mouth, shut up, and learn. Those are the kids that go on to college. Those are the kids that find spouses. Those are the kids that have children and get married and have children, have the nuclear family, and progress through life. But the kids that don't want to do it, get them out of here. We're finished with this. You want to say, whoop that hoe, and there's 2 girls in a fight, and now the principal's in it, and there's so many people that are fighting, you don't know what's going on. They jumped the principal. They pummeled the principal for trying to stop a fight. Listen, all of those kids who even said whoop that hoe, who was encouraging it, listen, it's all on video. I would track down every single one of those children, and they are expelled. Find another way to educate yourself. That's what I do if I was a superintendent. There would be no argument whatsoever. If they show back up on the school grounds, they are trespassing. They're going to jail. Those 2 girls that are fighting, you are expelled. Find another school to go to. You cannot return to this school or these school grounds. Any one of them that hit that principal, you are being charged with a felony assault. And we're going all the way through with it. 100%. We don't want to hear from the parents talking about your kid's a good kid. You beat the hell out of a principal and put her in a hospital. Your kid is not a good kid. Maybe down the line they'll be good kids, but we're not going to find that out here. And anyone who wants to follow suit, you will be expelled out of the school and out of the school system. The parents, it is now on you. It is your onus to educate your kids. It's on you now. It's no longer on us. Your kid is a menace to society. And that's how it should be done. We're finished with it. And have an armed guard at the school entrance, walking the school halls with the 223. We're finished. We're done. Your kid comes up here playing around, trespassing, they're going to get shot in the ass. We're finished. We're done with this. We're done with the violence. There are good kids who want to learn and they want to be safe, and that's what's going to happen. We're done with it. And the city needs to ante up and pay these people. Pay these teachers, pay the damn janitors, the electrician, whoever. But get these kids educated because America is falling behind in education, especially Black kids. And one of the reasons why is because of social media, because of gang culture. There's a reason why they're falling behind. It's the reason why our kids can't read and write. They're too busy showing off with TikTok dances. No, turn your phone off. This is the reason why that teacher got into it with a 15-year-old girl. She was in class and wouldn't turn her phone off. The teacher said, I'm going to take your phone if you don't turn it off. The girl was like, do it then. Instead of saying, yes, ma'am. Putting the phone in her pocket, turning it off. No, she's addicted to social media. Those two get into an argument. The girl stands up and walks up to the teacher. What you gonna do? Bam, fisticuffs get thrown. They rumble all the way outside of the damn class into the hallway. That teacher goes to the hospital. The 15-year-old is still trying to fight the damn teacher, even though the teacher's down and can't even get up and fight anymore. 15-year-old is still trying to get at her just because she told her, listen, I'm going to take your phone if you don't get off the phone. This is how addicting it is. This is what we're up against. We're finished with this. If I was a superintendent, it would be all over in a day. There would be no negotiating with your parents. It would just be downright, this is what's going to happen. And I would have the police right there to back the whole thing up. This is what's going to happen. Your kid, you hit that teacher, your kid is expelled. You and mom and dad, you guys figure it out. She's your problem. We're not having it. Anybody else want to encourage this type of life, you're expelled. You parents figure it out. We're done with it. Get out. Get out now. Don't come back. If your kid comes back here on school grounds, she is trespassing. She will be arrested and fully charged by every letter of the law. There will be no leniency on her. Somebody has to set an example. These schools need to be protected because our education system is at high risk right now. Look at what the Chinese are doing. I mean, they're brilliant. They're using AI now like it's nothing. I mean, and I That is a much harder country to grow up in than it is here. We got it easy when it comes to some things over here. Over there, they're trapping workers into their work area and telling them you can't leave, and then don't feed them or give them water. For days, the workers had to actually escape the job. You can't do that here. That's what happens over there. And then they catch the people who try to get away and they put them in black cells. Oh, it's a cakewalk over here compared to what they're doing over there. Oh, you got problems? Go to China. You ain't seen no problems. Go ahead and go over there. You want to be fly? Oh, they'll show you what being fly is. Yeah, you want to hit people? They execute people in the open. When they pass down judgment, they put you out in the open and shoot you in the face. That's what the Republic of China does. Nobody's playing games over there. Nobody. You're not getting on social media acting a fool over there. You will not be here. They have a system in China where it is pretty much based on how good you are of a person. If you're somebody who's out committing crimes, you get dinged. There's certain things you can't do if you don't pay tickets. Because there's cameras everywhere. So what is happening is AI will recognize you, and there's some things you can't buy anymore. You can't buy a nice car if you got a felony. Can't do it. Over here, you're not supposed to be able to buy a weapon. Over there, you can't buy a nice car. There's some places that will not rent to you. They can't. The AI will recognize you and they'll go, you can't rent to this person. They cannot live in this area. There's some places you can't shop. Some food you can't buy. You cannot do it. They punish you for what you do. Over here, we let a lot of stuff slide. But I'm not saying we need to be like them, but I'm saying that we need to have a lot of changes. We do. Hell, I've been to jail before. I've been to jail one time, didn't even know why I was there. I was like, why am I here? I didn't do anything. Why am I here? That happens to a lot of people here. Why am I here? What did I do? You know, some people are in there for years. What did I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And then when they get out, you know, they have to join society again. Now, if we did what they did over here and some people were put in jail by mistake, of course, it would be very hard for them because they didn't commit the crime. So that's why I'm not all for what China is doing. But those kids are over there learning. TikTok is not the same. For one, it's made by China, by the Chinese. And what TikTok actually was made for is for Chinese students to put on TikTok their engineering abilities. That's what it was really made for. It was made to compete against each other when it comes to building certain things and creating certain things that was for, China, to make China better. So if you could, build a different type of car, or you had an idea for anything and it was beneficial to China, they promoted you on TikTok. That's what the Chinese do with TikTok. What we do with TikTok, we got stupid dances on there. Just the stupidest. We got girls on there shaking their ass and titties and then looking for validation. Just the dumbest things just a waste. It's just a complete waste of time. Just get on there, and some of them don't even do anything. They just get on there and do some old stupid, and then all these people are validating them. No, you're stupid. You're wasting your time. Do something. Do something worth watching. Why are we paying them for this? Why do these girls have so many people, up their assholes and they're doing absolutely nothing? This is what's wrong with America today. They're not doing anything to benefit us. Not one damn thing. This. That's not benefiting us. We're losing. Our kids are losing. And if we don't crack down on these schools, it's a done deal. It's a done deal. I mean, listen, I was listening to an excerpt on World Star today about the Young Thug case, and an attorney on there, she said that she cannot take any more cases. One of her cases is one of the people from YSL. She's like, I can't take any more cases. She's like, for all the work that I do, it equals $6 an hour. So she went to the head of whoever and said, listen, we need some more funds so we can properly try these cases. And she got a letter from whoever this woman was, black woman, of course, in Atlanta. And the letter said, don't bother me anymore, pretty much. This is an attorney. And this attorney says, listen, I might have to start an OnlyFans page because I need to feed myself. I can't do the work. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is somebody went to law school and they're not getting the proper funds to do their job. And then when they go to ask the right person, hey, we need money, they're being totally ignored and put aside. This is what's going on over and over and over again. No, they need to be adhered to. Okay, what do you need? Let's see how to get you these funds so you can properly, protect these people. Because it's not just, somebody you think is guilty and should be thrown in jail. No, there's innocent people who the prosecutors who they're trying to put in jail because that's what they do. And you work for the city. You're not private. Your job is to protect them. How are you going to do that when you're making $6 an hour? I'm just saying we have to look at our system, especially as black people, and go, listen, we have to do something. When you look at the surveys on our children, it is scary. When it comes to education, it is scary. When it comes to unemployment, it's scary. And who is unemployable? Here's why there's so many entrepreneurs out there, because some people are not employable. They're not getting past the drug test. You can forget that. Drug test, you can forget that. And I'm not just talking about black people. I'm talking about a lot of people that are on drugs. If you can't pass a drug test, you're not employable. You're not. If you got felonies, in some cases, you're not employable. Even if you get them expunged from your record, they're on your BCI record. Even if you didn't do it, you got arrested for it, it's on your BCI record. You're not employable. There's a lot of innocent people that fall up under that because it's called being disenfranchised. They get arrested for something they didn't do, and then the prosecutor tries to indict you on a bunch of stuff you didn't do, but now it's all on your record. That goes to your BCI record, and you can't erase it. To my knowledge, you have to pay for it some kind of way. So I'm just saying, people, we need to wake up. We need to, as a community, we need to go down to these schools, but the community is so shattered right now. You can't get black people to get together except do nothing but have a barbecue and fight. Black people cannot get together. They're highly volatile. If there are more than 10 black people in the area, I think somebody's about to get shot. I do. I don't even feel, people like, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that. Come on out. And I'm like, that equals more than 10 black people. The statistics of somebody getting into a fight, somebody getting shot, yeah, it's high. It's high. And if you got 30 of them, I had a friend ask me out, and I went. But I played. I was in. Was listening. I had a good time. But I ain't been back. I ain't been back there. I got a 10 black person quota. Get in there, get out. You know what I mean? Get in, get out. And it's not like I'm afraid. I'm just aware. The craziness. When you see some of the stuff that's happening in some of these cities, some of the gang members listen, they're killing so many innocent people that now you got some brothers who are walking the streets, and they're organized. I've seen 2 organized groups walking the streets, unarmed, but they need to be armed. And they said, we're not the police. We're not trying to arrest anybody. What we're sending a message is to the people who are out killing innocent people, like, you're going to get dealt with. Because we're tired of it. Our mothers, our children, they can't do this. You guys are killing our children. They need to shut down some of the music that's on the airwaves. Anything that's talking about being a hoe and promiscuous, you need to let those people know who's making this music, we're not supporting you anymore. Any of that ass shaking and being a complete whore, we're not listening to none of your music anymore. And let them know. Hit their social media. We will no longer support you. Go tear up somebody else's community. Go encourage their women and their children to be whores. Go tell their little girls to be promiscuous. Go after their middle schoolers and whatever age schoolers. Go after them and tell them to be whores. We're tired of you telling our children to be whores. We're done with that. We're not listening to no more of your whorish music. We're finished. And let them know. Just turn them. We're finished. We're done. We're turning you off. Goodbye. And see what'll happen. All these gangsters talking about shooting up everything and running into people's house. Listen, here's a letter from the people, the Republic of the People. You are no longer welcome in our neighborhoods. Your concerts, we are going to boycott your concerts. We're going to stand outside of your concerts and encourage people not to go in. And we're going to keep doing it until you don't come back. You are no longer welcome here. As long as you keep spitting out demonic and devilish music where you're doing nothing but tearing down the community. Every word you says has to do with getting women pregnant and not being responsible, has to do with calling women out their name and not being responsible, having children, out of wedlock, running up in people's house, people's mothers' houses. You're disrespecting people's mothers. You have no respect for people's mothers. You're the most disrespectful people on the damn planet, and you're only disrespectful to your own people. You're not talking about going to the Jewish community and running up in their house. You're not talking about running up into the white suburbs. You go and messing with the people from India. You ain't messing with nobody but the same people who are paying you to say the stuff about them. Now that is just 100% crazy. We pay you to tear up our own neighborhoods? Listen to all that rap music. None of it is talking about any other race but ours. How backwards is that? It's backwards as hell. I'm gonna run up in your house, run up in your girl, I'm gonna screw your girl. All you are demons. We're tired of it. Our community is suffering. Our kids can't get jobs. The more of our kids that can't get out and get jobs, the more they're going to rob and steal. The more they're going to shoot up. The more these teenagers they're going to jail. These teenagers are getting sentenced as adults. You understand that? These 14-year-old kids are going to jail for life. Life. No parole. I was watching a story on a guy who's in for life, and this one brother said, "How did you get here?" He said, "Me and a friend, when we was 14, we went out to go cut grass for people. We knocked on somebody's door and they said, 'No, we don't want you to cut our grass,' which is their right. These two kids got upset. They rushed in and it ended up in a double homicide. They killed the people that said no to them. Imagine that. Now, I got these youngsters knocking on my door, and one day they knocked on my door and tried to come in, but my door was locked. I jumped up and went outside like, 'Yo, you just tried to come in my house?' 'No, man, I saw you twist my door.' And then one time, one dude came along, knocked on the door. I came downstairs. I looked. I went back upstairs. He knocked on the door again. I looked. I went back, and he knocked again. I finally, came out. Like, this little ignorant bastard saw me, but yet he's just gonna keep irritating me. Now, if I come outside, ready to box this little punk ass, I'm wrong. But he's disturbing my peace. He's at my front door, but I'm wrong. This is what I'm talking about. This is just no respect. This kid's got not one iota of respect. They try to come into your house. Now imagine if my door was open and these two kids try to come in my house. They weren't even kids or adults. They were just very young adults. Imagine if they would have opened my door because I was sitting right there in my living room. I would have jumped up swinging. I would have jumped up. They have no excuse to try somebody's door. Coming around trying to change what service you have for your electricity or some old dumb, whatever. It's a hustle they got around here through some goofy company, but they knock on our door all the time. And I just tell them, listen, I'm not interested. But it's the disrespect. It's the disrespect. We're finished. Your kid does anything out of line like that, your kid's expelled. That's it. And it will hit your kid when he becomes an adult. It will. Your kid might want to join the service. The military is going to look at that and say, absolutely not. Your kid cannot join. The doors will close in your kid's face, and it's your fault. Your kid's going to have to get out here and start their own business, and you're going to have to fund it because they're not going to make any money. They're going to live in an impoverished neighborhood for the rest of their life. They're going to have children out of wedlock. Those children are going to struggle. It's going to be a struggle for you and your child for the rest of both of your lives. And it's all your fault. It's your fault. I don't care if you're a single mother, single father. I don't care if you're married. It doesn't matter to me. If you allow this to go on and then make an excuse for that child, it's your fault. If you don't get your reins on it, listen, there. I used to date some single mothers. I'm telling you, they're afraid of their children. Their little boys grow up, hit 15, 16. These kids are towering over their mothers. Big boys. Big boys. I've seen a couple of them grow up. Big kids. Still in the house. Mother can't say nothing to them. Nothing. And when another man walks in the house, these kids are looking at you eye to eye, wishing you'd say something out of your mouth. That's the atmosphere that's going on now. That's what you're dealing with now. They want you to say something out of line. You here to do what with who? Yeah, they're the men of the house. Yeah, I've seen a couple of them grow up and the mothers say they can't handle him. They're like, he's too big now. I can't tell him what to do. He wants to do what he wants to do. The days of smacking him and him crying are over. Mothers, they don't even try it. You look on World Star, you see the one woman, I went on World Star, is on YouTube. 14-year-old boy tore that woman's house up and her. Tore her ass up. She said something he didn't like. He lit her up. Then tore up the house. And she's on social media crying. Don't cry to us. You wasn't crying to us when you was, when you made that child. Don't cry to us. We can't help you. Your kid's a holy terror. And it's your fault. It's not our fault. This is what you created. Where's his dad at? Why doesn't his dad come over there and whoop his ass? Why isn't his dad with you? Why isn't he a phone call away? How did this kid's manners get this crazy? I've had to pin somebody's child up against the wall before because he said something to his mother. I was dating his mother at the time. I had to pin that boy. I knew he was going to be big. He's bigger than me now. He's bigger than me before he graduated. I had to let him know, no, we're not doing this. But the mother couldn't handle it. And he's a good kid. Good kid. But he's just going to swell up to be 300 pounds. He's going to be 300 pounds. 16, 17 years old. He's going to be 6'2", 300 pounds. He's going to be a big boy. You going to tell him he can't have something? He going to flatten you. What you going to tell him he can't have? A grown man can't tell him at that age. A grown man can't. I done seen 15 years old, 360 pounds. Big boy. Big goofy kid. I done seen it. 3-something. Big boy. You gonna tell him what? You gonna tell him what? These kids are swole. They ready to go. These kids are having kids. But this is what we're facing. Get them kids out of the school system. Ones that like to beat up principals, you're out of here. You're being prosecuted. You will go to jail. You cannot come back to the school. You can't come back after a year. You can't come back after 2 years. You can no longer come in here. Any of you kids who encouraged it, who was, yelling, whoop this and all that, we know who you are. You are no longer welcome at this school. You're out of here. All the rest of you who jumped in it, you are no longer welcome at the school. This is not a negotiation. You are all banned for coming to the school. Now, anybody else want to try it? When you go into class, you turn off your cell phones. You turn your cell phone on and you're disruptive, you will be leaving school. You got 3 times to do it, you are expelled. It's not a joke anymore. That's it, and that's all. If you don't like it or your parents don't like it, you can go right down to the police station and talk it over with them because it is no longer negotiated here. That's it. There's no negotiations. We're not doing it. You come to the school and huff all you want to, you will be met with force. You can threaten all you want to, you will go to prison for threats. You write an email to threats, or you come down here with your group or your gang, and you get loud, you will go to jail. You will be arrested. We will press charges as soon as you step foot on campus. That's it. Now, if you want to make a phone call and you want to be civil or have a Skype, that's fine, but the results will not change. Your kid will not be allowed in this school anymore. However, their siblings, if they've done nothing wrong, they are allowed in the school system. But if they decide to follow suit, they will be taken out of the school system. Which means if your kid is in the 9th grade, he's in middle school, or whatever grade that is, he's going to be kicked out of middle school, and once he becomes of age to go to high school, he cannot come here for high school. They will be kicked out of the school system. They will be your responsibility from here until perpetuity. That's it. No track, no football, no cheerleading, no basketball games. They cannot come to any school event. They are not allowed on the school grounds. If they come to a football or basketball game and we recognize them, they will be trespassed. If you bring them here, you will be trespassed. However, you can still come to the school grounds, but you cannot come here and cause a ruckus. But your child is trespassed. If you act up, you will be trespassed. So say we all. And that's how I think that we should get down. Now, of course, nobody's going to listen to a YouTuber who, 3 or 4 people tune into every now and then, but the spirit that I'm speaking from is now out there. Somebody's going to pick up on this. I'm just a dude talking, in the comfort of my home. I'm not faced with these people anymore. However, once you attack a principle, the spirit that what I'm speaking from is now present, and it's going to be prevalent. And there are going to be people in positions of authority to stop these kids from coming to school. And the parents are just going to have fits because they're going, what am I going to do? That is no longer our situation. That's not our concern. Your child is no longer out. Do you know how heartbreaking that is? Yeah, just speaking into the universe. 100%. That spirit is now present and is prevalent. And some politician, the police chief, trust me, the police chief knows what happened. They know. They're like, okay, bet. It's that out of line. Let me see the video. And he's going to start making some phone calls. He's going to be like, I want this person, this person, this person. He's going to go all the way down the line. There's going to be like 10, 11 people arrested. All kids. They're all going to be arrested. They're all going to be charged. They're going to be bailed out. They're going to return to their parents. And the police are going to tell them, you cannot return back to the school. Your kids are expelled. The principal is going to be like, that's what I want. I want all of these kids out of the school. They cannot come back to the school or the school grounds whatsoever. You're dangerous. And then the kids who want to go to school and hear about this, they're going to be like, I ain't messing around no more. That little girl, that 15-year-old girl got charged for hitting that school teacher and hurting her. That school teacher is still out of work. That 15-year-old got charged. She got charged with a felony assault. And that's exactly what should happen. They sent her to juvie. Boom, there it is. Yeah, think about that. You're going to have to grow up with that. She's your problem now, ma'am, sir. She's your problem. This little hyena is your problem. This little crazy, she's your crazy. She's not our crazy anymore. We dealt with it. We tried. This is a school system. She is not the only child here. We have to look after those who want to learn. This is your little princess. You're good. Have fun. She is no longer allowed on these grounds for any reason. Recreation, I don't care, nothing. She's not allowed here. Once those other kids see that, and those other mothers and fathers see that, they're going to be like, don't go to school and act up. Tell you now. Excuse me. Don't do it. You will have to find another place to live. Because I'm not doing it. I'm not. You can't sit up here and do nothing. I can't take you to another school district because it's illegal to enroll you into some of these private schools. I don't have the money. I can't afford it. I can't stay at home and watch you. I have to go to work. Put your phone up. Nobody is that important. No one is more important than your education. No one. I don't care who's doing what. And I'm not going to tell you again. This is the way it's going to be. If you can't handle this information, then you have to find another place to live. That's it, and that's all. No mumbling, no grumbling, no nothing. Do your homework. Turn it in on time. No social media until all of this is finito. And when it's all done, then you can play with your friends. They're going to be there. And that's it. Black people are losing. We're losing. We're losing bad, too. Our numbers are bad. Our numbers are hideous. But let's look them up. Let's look up some numbers. Let's look up least educated. Let's do that. Let's look up some numbers. Least high school graduate. The lowest graduation rate. Let's do that. Let's do that. The lowest, where are the highest and lowest high school graduation rates? And this is just showing in America. This is in America. That's it. That's what this is. 20 counties with the lowest graduation rate. And here are all the counties. For one, let's just go by states. Now let me look at this color first. Lowest graduation rate, county. Oh, I'm trying to see how they did this. Now, where that woman got beat up, the principal, it's in the state of Texas. The state of Texas is on here. County Kennedy, Texas. Yeah. Presidio, Texas. Hudspeth, Texas. These are all counties in Texas. The majority on here is Texas. Zapata, Texas. Garza, Texas. Yoakum, Texas. LaSalle, Texas. DeMite, Texas. And just Texas, 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 Texas. The majority of places on here, Texas. It's just no surprise. Who's the lowest high school graduate? Who are the countries and the lowest? Not the countries. Let me ask, what race? What race has the lowest? Student of two or more races also improve from, okay, comparing Maine to national, the least for the United States rate of graduation for Native Americans, 79.6 for Black African Americans, Hispanic. Okay, students of two or more races also improved from, okay, compared to Maine international police data. Okay, so they're talking about who is actually getting better, but nonetheless, we're still below the Hispanics, and we're still below the whites, and the Asians blow everybody away. So let's see, in the United States, this is in 2019, the rate of graduation was 74%. For Native Americans, it was 79.6%. For Black African Americans, it was 81%. For Hispanic, it was 89% for whites, and it was 92% for Asians. So we're losing when it comes to the graduation rate. They're still graduating more than we are. See what I mean? We're losing. We're losing this race. The only ones that are right up under us is the Native Americans. There's the Black people. We're losing. They didn't even point out people from India and, stuff like that. They picked the major races. We are losing. And it's 79 point, and this is in 2019. I don't even know what it is in 2021, 2022. Yeah, so as far as that particular story goes, as far as the woman being attacked Uh, a second, I want to see something real quick. 78, nice. I want to see if read more into it. More hospitalized after fight. High schoolers allegedly gang up on assistant, and she was the assistant principal. High school allegedly gang up on assistant principal and pummel her so hard she was rushed to the hospital in a Houston suburb. Happened in Houston suburb. Tried to break up the fight. Spring Independent School District Superintendent for comments of the story and has not heard back. Break up the fight, high school, Texas. Beaten so badly she was rushed to the hospital. An identified assistant principal was caught on camera last week trying to break up the fight in the hallways of Westfield High School in Houston, but was allegedly beaten by several students. All of those students are prosecuted for me. You're all going to jail. Thursday at the school's 9th grade center, according to, you're all going to jail. You're all going to jail. Yep, all of you. Even the person who was screaming, calling her names. And they were saying, everybody kick. They were saying, everybody kick the hoe. They said this isn't the first time students have injured staff members. You're all going to jail. And they said it feared it won't be the last. I do not understand this. I do not understand this. These kids would not be at my school. Listen, this teacher said it breaks my heart and it makes me cry, but she didn't want to leave her name. They're afraid of the students. And she says, that she loved those kids. She's the nicest person. Westfield High. 3 or 4 students jumped on her and pummeled her to the ground, and they started kicking her and pulling her hair. The students have not been identified publicly, and the assistant principal, who was allegedly attacked, reportedly does not want her name made public. They are scared of the students. The school board confirmed in the New York Post a staff member who was attempting to intervene and stop the altercation was injured. We are currently conducting a full investigation of the kids involved, and some of who already have been identified for disciplinary action. The district spokesperson told the Post, there's no way. We take this seriously. Safety of our students, staff, high priority. There will be no tolerance for this altercation disrupting learning. There was no evidence of a planned attack. Our staff and campus officers go through training to handle any such incident on our campus. And in this particular case, the administrator was doing what countless educators do each and every day, and that is to act and protect of our students and de-escalate conflicts. The district thanks the administrator and all who also focused on the safety of the student. Yeah, she got her ass whooped. Consequences have been assigned, ranging from placement in disciplinary alternative education programs or the juvenile justice alternative education program. See, yeah, told you they sent him to juvie. Additionally, the Harris County, I bet Harris County's on that list of lowest educated district attorney. Yep, here we go. District attorney office has accepted assault charges for one of the students involved. Butler added, the safety and security of our students and staff is our top seat. There it is. That's it. Your kid's got an assault charge. Disruptive learning and effective media, and those in the video. Wait a minute. Those who video barricade highways, move to watch or participate in any such barricade hallways or move to watch or any such way as spectators also will receive disciplinary consequences, and these actions incite more violence. And yep, there it is. In severity in any already dangerous situation. As such, these updates, among others, will be that's what I'm talking about. Go get their monkey asses. Go get all their monkey asses. Get them little monkeys. Get them little roaches. Get them cockroaches out of there. Get them out of there. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, get the district attorney in it. Yeah, what's up now? What's up now? One kid's going to juvie, one kid's going to jail. Yeah. And anybody who was in the hallways, anybody who was inciting it, anybody who is talking about beat this and beat that, all of them are facing disciplinary actions. Every single one of them. And I hope they're damn severe. I hope they're so severe that the parents' pockets hurt. That's what I hope. I hope the parents have to come out of pocket in some kind of way. I hope these kids are suspended for weeks, because that's going to make the parents have to stay home. It's going to hurt them some kind of way. Some kind of way these parents are going to hurt, and that's what needs to happen. The more these parents hurt, the more they're going to do something about it. Now your kid's going to juvie. Enjoy that. Enjoy that. And that's a girl. That female is going to juvie. Yeah, enjoy that, young lady. Enjoy that. Yeah, get on up out of here. Get up out of here. We're tired of this. Listen, disruptive little girls annoy the ever-loving hell out of me. I don't know why girls think that life isn't real. I don't know what delusion that girls I don't know what's in their head until it hits the fan. Girls don't get the picture until it gets real. Until they're behind those bars, it don't get real. Like the one chick that was going online, and women are doing this now. Young girls are doing this now. They go online and them and their friend, and they set these men up. And then these men, that you're getting set up, they come to see you or they come to buy something from you, and then these guys jump out of nowhere and kill them. And then the girl is, she's in front of the judge trying to figure out, and the judge is going, well, I sentence you because you're the reason why he pulled up. I sentence you to 20 years in jail. And the mother's like, oh my God. And the little girl's like, just like, no, you're an accessory to murder. You're an accessory. Somebody is dead because of what you did. Anyway, I think everybody's gone. I'm just going to make some music. And if somebody else wants to come on and chat it up with your boy, we can chat it up. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Time to Joe 202. Let's talk about it. Children. The children. Time to You had enough. The children. talk about it. Everybody's here. All right. Keep jamming, then I think I'm gonna make some music. Pay some bills. I'm here. Take my medicine. Gotta take my medicine. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Let's talk about it. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up, dudes? Kids are off the chain. Okay. All right. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Got a little jamitude. Got some jamitude over there. Stocks are going up. Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Yeah, I found a real nice stock, you guys. I'll just go jam for a while. Let's go jam. Yeah. Just throwing down some jam maliciousness. For those of you who don't know, I do jam. I do jam.